How do you host a meetup? Well, I'm going to show you tonight. We're going from the very beginning of the night to the very end, and this is for first-time meetup hosts. We're in Austin, Texas, here at Capital Factory, and I'm going to show you inside the space of what we're working on. Come on inside. This is what people are going to see as soon as they walk in, and then we're going to take them over here, and I'm going to give them a name tag. That is your first step as a meetup organizer. My favorite name tags, the ones that I like, I'll link these below, and I write people's only their first name in huge block letters. Well, let me take a little breather to get set up, and when we continue, I'm going to show you how to welcome your first guests. You'll see me do that. We'll lead a round of icebreakers, and I'll show you minute by minute of how you can host your very first meetup. What we're doing now is we are waiting for our first arrivals. Now, the meetup's not scheduled to attend until 6:30. This meetup that I'm hosting with Capital Factory is for other meetup organizers who each host their own events. So we're all gonna share tips and tricks to learn. So we have some first arrivals. As people come, I'm welcoming them. I'm saying thank you so much for coming. I'm giving them a name tag. And then I'm just having them go mix and mingle. I'm giving them an idea of what to expect as we move on. But then I just kind of push them off, and I'm not trying to do that in a bad way. I'm doing it because I want to be ready to welcome the influx of people who may come right on time. These are what I call, frankly, the awkward zone. The awkward zone is a real thing that happens at the beginning of any event. It's the first 10 to 20 minutes. Just be ready for it. Make people match up, say, hey, go talk to Rick Chuck, he's one of the first attendees. And that's what we're doing here tonight. Let's go see, I think somebody new just came in. I like to do the name tags myself. I like to welcome people and smile, shake their hand, and invite them into the space. That's what I'm doing here. Can I introduce you to Justin? He's hosting his first meetup tomorrow night. Chuck's been hosting for years. She hosted in Dallas a lot.
Tiffany, nice to meet you.
This is Justin. I'm gonna welcome more people. So that's another common thing that you can do, is that as new people come, you can go bring them over to others, make a little introduction, help people to form and to merge these groups. That is your job as the meetup host and organizer. I feel like I met you before?
I have seen you. You wrote the 2-hour cocktail.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's it going?
What?
Nice to meet you.
Nick, nice to meet you. What's your
Jay.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Welcome, Jay.
That's amazing. That's the second Jay.
Yeah,
There we
why
go.
not?
Yeah, nice to meet you.
All right.
Let me talk for a minute about splitting people up into small groups, because we will try that tonight when we have enough people. All of the name tags that I suggested have 6 different colors. That allows you to easily split people into 6 different groups. We're also going to have moderators, and the moderators have a little sheet that I typed up. This sheet gives them moderator guidelines and how to help organize and lead a discussion in a small group. Overall, what I'm about is leading structure and a little bit of structure, name tags, icebreakers, and maybe small groups to help people connect at your meetup. That is your job as a meetup host, and remember, the bar is so low to host a good meetup. By just watching a few of these tips in this video, it'll help you to be an excellent meetup organizer. There's somebody new, so I'll be right back.
Okay. So you do right side or left side?
I do right side. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming tonight. What's up, dude? Thanks for coming. Can I make you a name tag?
Absolutely.
All right, so the early arrivals have got there, and now I'm going to lead a little early arrival icebreaker for the first people. Thank you for coming up early. As a meetup host, you probably know how nice it is to have people like show up on time. So let's do a quick round of intros and just say your name and like what your meetup is. We'll do that real quick. When more people come, we'll do it again later. And then I'll tell you what we're going to do here tonight. I'll go first, then can I go to you, John? Great. My name is Nick. I host a lot of meetups that are like 2-hour cocktail parties. That's what I specialize in. These early icebreakers for your first arrivals really help. You just go around the circle real fast, and it just helps to keep the momentum going and to add a little bit of structure during the very beginning of your event. Now, we'll do another one of these later. So thank you guys for being the early arrivals. Let me go welcome some people. We'll do another round of icebreakers, and then we're gonna split into small groups, and we're gonna talk about how do we all get like more attendees? How do we get more people to come to our meetups? What are some best practices? What have you learned in hosting meetups? Stuff like that. Let's kick it off though. Let's do all hands in. You guys put your hands in. We're gonna do Austin like that. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Austin! Nice! Go team! All right, so come on over here with me. We did that little kickoff, which is the hands up thing. We also welcomed our first arrivals. I like doing that early round of icebreakers because look what's happening with everybody. You can see over here, they're mixing, they're mingling. We've broken up the group. Now people are talking, so that's super helpful. Now more people are coming, so I'm gonna go welcome them as the Icebreaker group mixes and mingles and continue to welcome people to this event. What do you want to learn tonight? Anything special that you want to jam on?
Just maybe how to promote Austin and
Great.
Women Agile, and
Good.
what are the best ways to do that.
Well, let me come bring you over to the group. Then I took her to a group and introduced her to some new people. I'm gonna leave you with them for a second. Great, so notice what I did there. A new arrival came over and I brought her over to the group and I helped her to merge in, so it wasn't just left up to her. A good meetup host will do that. You feel naturally like a host and you welcome people. Oh, these two girls have the same name. That was fun.
T-L-Y-N.
Easy.
And to make it even easier, this is also Caitlin, spelled the same way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
That's convenient. And what's your name?
I'm Caitlin with a C. I'm just kidding. My name's Rose.
Caitlin with us. All right, Rose.
Rose like the flower.
All right,
Rose.
great. We're welcoming people. We're telling them what to expect. We're giving them an idea that, hey, something is coming up. When people come into a meetup, they want to know kind of what is happening. And you can give them waypoints along the way. Hey, we're going to do this in 3 minutes. And that helps them just have a little more security and safety to know what to expect. A quick administrative announcement. Let's all come step over here. Will y'all come step over this way for a second? We're gonna just come circle up. Thank you all for coming. This is gonna be fun. I think this is like the most meetup organizers. Come do a circle.
Notice what I'm about to do here. I'm making a circle and then I'm gonna get them to take a step forward to make the circle
we have a good
smaller.
Meetup. This is one thing that I like to do. Let's all take like 2 steps forward. So come in and let's tighten it up. All right, great.
That is really important. Do this at your
Let's
meetup. Don't
go
have the circle be
around
too
the circle
big.
and just say a little bit about your meetup. Is that okay? How do we market our meetups? How do we get to be like John, who has 400 people at his meetups? And how do we get the word out and share about that stuff, right? We're gonna talk about ways, things you've tried, things that you're looking for. Do you ever want to do partnerships with other people to do combo meetups?
Now that I set up what the meetup is about and what we'll talk about, we're going to do icebreakers and hear from each person just to talk for 30 seconds or less about their event.
Grab a drink, say hey to somebody new. We're gonna split the groups and we're probably gonna go into 2 or 3 small groups and we're gonna talk about those ideas, marketing, how do we reach new people, stuff like that. And we'll sit you guys down somewhere. I'll blow my harmonica probably in about 5 minutes and we'll split everybody up, all right? See you guys in a few minutes. We're mixing people up. We're letting them have a break. Notice what I just did. I led a big round of icebreakers and then I gave them a break. I said, hey, look, in 5 minutes. Now what happens is they self-organize. If you look around the room, people are self-organizing and they are in these different little groups because they hear who's introducing, they go up to say hey to somebody. The big thing I want you to notice is those facilitation things. Doing the icebreaker, it's structure and release. I'll be right back.
Something new that I'm testing is working with moderators. I'm training them here.
Know that when you ask a question, it will be normal for there to be silence. Just let them sit in that silence. You know this, you guys know this. Best practices, let's just go around, let's hear from people. I'm gonna wait and give them 2 more minutes of conversation because the conversations seem to be going well and it's fresh. They can use a little bit of time, so I'll use that judgment and I'm gonna set a timer here on my watch, maybe just for 1 minute actually. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to have the group self-organize and I'm gonna have them line up in order of a certain number, and that's just to mix the room up, and then I'll be dividing them into that group. So watch how I do it. I'll use the harmonica to get people's attention. So, will you guys humor me for 1 minute, and we're gonna split you into groups, but I'm gonna try to do it in an interesting way so that each group has a different set of expertise and ideas. And I wanna line us up here based on the number of people who come to your meetup, okay? And if you haven't hosted yet, so I'm gonna pull Mindy over here. Mindy had 7 people, and so that is great, that is a good number. Mindy's gonna stand right here, and I'm gonna put John, who has 320, all the way at the end. So John, you're gonna stand over there. Now I want you guys to self-organize and line up based on the number of people who come to your meetup or who sign up RSVP. Whatever number you feel, line up this way in ascending order. Now they are lining up, they're self-organizing. I'm gonna let them figure it out. We'll do a spot check, and this is helping the room to mix up a little bit.
Once they line up, then I count them off 1 through 3 and have them find their groups. Group 1, go with him. Group 2, go with her. Group 3.
Great, so that was splitting it up into small groups and setting up and organizing. They're gonna find little areas to go sit down now, and all the moderators have some questions to ask people. This is a good meetup because now we're getting people in conversation groups. When people come to meetups, they really like to talk, they like to meet new people, and doing small groups can help with that. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set a timer for 15 minutes on my watch, and I'm gonna let them discuss for 15 minutes. I, as the host, am just gonna kind of chill a little bit. I'll try to stay out of their way. And we're gonna enjoy. I love hosting meetups. Do you like meetups? If you're watching this video, will you please give me a like or leave me a comment? Let me know when your next meetup is. I would love to hear from you. See you in a few minutes.
Yeah, we don't have a ton of sponsorships going over here yet, other than our sponsorship at Capital.
The groups are in and the time is up. We're gonna call people together now because it's time to have a share out. The groups have been sitting, I set a timer for 15 minutes, so I'm gonna break it up now and I'm gonna ask them all to share up. You'll see us come together. See you in a minute. Let's do a quick little share out.
Here, I told all of the moderators to keep in mind 1 or 2 interesting things that they heard from members in their group. We then go around to each of the group and ask them, hey, would you be willing to share 1 or 2 things that you guys talked about? Then they ask some questions. Now I'm gonna gather people for a group photo at the very end.
We'll do all hands in and we're gonna do a cheer for Austin. Austin! Nice job. Good job, everybody. What we know is as meetup hosts, we can make Austin the thriving tech community that I think we know it can be. And it's a teamwork. I like what John said about not having the poverty mentality, that it's like, oh, well, don't learn about theirs. I want you to come to mine, right? There's plenty of learnings and lessons, and I hope that this is the first of more that we'll do with other meetup organizers, just say how we can all learn from each other to make this city as good as we know it can be. We just did our group photo. I made a little bit of a closing speech, and now we did the cheer at the very end. That gives finality. And when you do that, you get all these people together and you end your event on a high note. So I want you to remember all these things for your first meetup. Use name tags, do a round of icebreakers. You don't have to do small groups. We did it today, but I do think it really helps people to have those conversation groups and then finish, get a group photo, thank them for coming, and if you want to, do a little cheer. Well, my name is Nick Gray, and I wrote a book called The 2-Hour Cocktail Party that helps you learn how to host small gatherings. I hope that you'll consider checking it out. When is your meetup? I want to know. I try to respond to every comment. Leave me a comment down below. Thank you very much for watching. The world needs more meetups. Jay just read my book, and what did you say? Why did you want to buy the book?
Because community is needed desperately, especially after COVID. People want it. No one knows how to do it. And this was one of the best ways. You don't have to be at a bar. You don't have to do some crazy thing. You just need to get a bunch of people together for a cocktail party for 2 hours. It's
Right?
really great.
One bonus thing. Do you notice what's happening at the end? Look around. And everybody is still talking. Now, we ended the meetup. I said, look, we're all done. And at a good meetup, people are gonna come together. Remember that idea. My thesis is structure and release. Structure and release. This helps your groups to mix and to mingle. Have a great meetup. I know you're gonna do awesome.